And we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Friday live stream. This is your crypto market update live, coming to you from the Midwest. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in today and wherever you happen to be watching us. We are streaming non-exclusively today on YouTube, Rumble, and X. So make sure to support us on those platforms if you want to continue to see this content. As you guys know, we got so much to cover today. But first off, let me know in the chat, how are you guys? It has been a while since we've done a live, but as I said last week, I am going to be looking to doing Friday live streams, payday Friday, as you will, and potentially opening that up to potentially live streaming on Mondays as well, kind of an early morning market open, looking at our projections for the week. But I really want to be focusing more on, and just so you guys have an idea of why I won't be live streaming as much, I am committed to continuing to put out our single videos Monday through Friday, and potentially doing the live stream every Friday so that we can answer super chats, answer questions, and just connect as a community. But I'm really working hard with our Trading Academy members, and I want to be investing the mass majority of my time into that for our clients, for our students who have signaled to us with their dollars and with their voices that they want to learn, that they want to put together strategies, that they want to conquer the crypto markets, that they want to move forward, not only with their investments, but with their profitability, with their trading strategies. So I really want to be putting my time and effort, majority of that, into them, our paying clients, and the people who need the help the most and who have signaled that they want the help the most. But I want to keep the entire market up to date. I want to keep you guys up to date on not only what's going on, but where we're going with Bitcoin, where we're going with cryptocurrency in general. And it's just an exciting time, guys. If you are here, by the way, if you're here, if you're watching this right now, whether you're watching it live or whether you're going to be watching this a little bit later on, if you, and listen, so this just right now is kind of for my crypto OGs. All right. So first off, let me bisect this. For those of you who have been watching my content for years, since maybe 2018, 2020, we made it, guys. I mean, we've all had ups and downs. And I'm so glad if I got you into crypto, because every time we have euphoric moments like this, it's just like, yeah, what's up? To the new crypto, to the and this is cool, because obviously there are some times when we don't really expect or don't really see lots of new people coming in, when it's just, hey, I've been in crypto for a couple of years. Yeah, this is what I do. Of course, you're the only ones who are going to be here in a bear market. But for the people who are new, please subscribe to this channel. Follow us if you're watching on Rumble. Follow me if you're on X. Again, I will not sit here and toot my horn a lot, but I do my best to provide solid analysis and to provide real life skills in trading and investment in cryptocurrency. I am not here to pump my bags. I will not shill you altcoins that I don't personally own. I don't do that. I don't do paid sponsorships. The only thing I promote on this platform, the only thing I've ever promoted on this platform, is the exchange that I currently trade on. And that's gone from ByBit to Fairdesk to JumpX and now currently BYDFi. So I've always traded on those exchanges, and a few crypto products like Ledger, the crypto tag, and recently the I literally have it sitting over there, the other hardware wallet. But anyways, moving on. Besides that, let me know in the chat what you guys want me to look at today, how you guys are feeling about the market right now. Let's just take a quick look here. We've got, of course, yes to crypto. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing, man? I miss you too, brother. Let's see. Adam, good to see you, my friend. Been here since the last bull market. Bought a practice since then, but have been big into crypto and using your trading system since then. That's amazing to hear, man. I hope it's going well for you, and I am glad to see you around, my friend. All right. And of course, you know, we haven't done a live stream in a while, so it's okay if we only get a few people in here. Again, this is for you. This is for the people who enjoy my content and who want to get some, and just want to have a good chat. So we've got a lot to talk about today. Let's start off by just getting into the markets and broadly seeing where we're at. We do have kind of an interesting day going on here. So let's start off, as we're wont to do, on the weekly time frame. Let's get a bird's eye view of where we're at with Bitcoin and kind of what we had talked about in the weeks previously. Obviously, how the election of Donald Trump has really supercharged the current rally. And we'll talk about targets. We'll talk about broadly what we should expect. You have to understand that as you become proficient in analysis, if you're good at it, starting from a top-down perspective, you always want to do top-down analysis, meaning you always want to zoom out first before you want to invest or trade in any asset. It really is beneficial to start from the top and work your way down, from the macro down to the micro. So we want to get a perspective of where Bitcoin is big picture wise. It also helps even before then, by the way. So before starting with charting, you should really start with fundamentals and the macro environment. Okay. What are the projections, or how has performance been among different asset classes over the last 2 to 5 years? What are the projections for the next 2 to 5 years? What is the global stock market doing? What are US equities doing? What are commodities doing? What is the Forex market doing? It is important, although in crypto, especially if you're just going to be a DEX trader and a meme coin chaser and a yield farmer, et cetera, NFT swapper, although NFT swapping is kind of if you're going to just specialize specifically on crypto, there's nothing wrong with that. And you can, to an extent, avoid or ignore a lot of macro things. But in my experience, if you want to have well-rounded success and make good calls that ultimately will lead to better profits, because when you are trading, for example, if you're a scalper, you don't generally feel a lot of conviction in any individual trade if you're taking 5 to 10 trades per day. So your conviction to size up and just make really good decisive trades is limited. If you are only taking 1 trade a month, you tend to have the ability to put a lot of conviction into that trade and hold that trade a lot longer, generally resulting in ultimately greater profits. This isn't true for everybody, but it is true in my experience. The more experience you get, the less you will tend to actively trade unless you go down the path of algorithmic trading and high frequency trading. So we'll talk about, obviously today, quite a bit of the macro, and we'll talk obviously about quite a bit of the US equity market, but we are going to focus, starting off here, just on our bird's eye view of Bitcoin. So let's get these off here for just a little bit. So I want to just kind of big picture, and let's start off with the Bitcoin power law corridor. All right. So Bitcoin has had multiple bull market cycles prior, and all of the bull market cycles have respected so far essentially a curve of logarithmic growth. The power law corridor is one of the better indicators that I like to use to analyze this. So as we can see, Bitcoin's price performance has almost perfectly respected this pattern. There are other a little bit more elaborate hypotheses out there for Bitcoin's growth. There is the stock to flow model, for example, plan B, and other logarithmic growth curves. But this particular indicator is very helpful just to get a visual representation of what we should expect when Bitcoin is in a value area and when Bitcoin is in a relatively high value sell area. Now, Bitcoin, obviously, following our peak in 2021, which underperformed our previous cycle. And of course, that also follows a law. However, I want to make an argument against this. This law that we have been told about so much is called the law of diminishing returns. And it's pretty easy to understand that the more money, the more market capitalization Bitcoin attains, then the more money it is required to inflow into the asset to make it move up a corresponding percentage point. So for example, if we go back to Bitcoin's first parabolic rally, where price went from essentially zero to $1,000, if we go look at market capitalization from that same time, and let's actually see, maybe if I do it this way. Oh, we could just do, let's see if this will give it to me if I do crypto cap. Yeah, there we go. So let's turn off power law corridor briefly. And let's put this on a new right scale. Okay. And I don't want that. I want these things to be regular, and I want this to be regular as well. Okay, excellent. And yeah, let's actually just get these on logs. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's a little bit better. Okay, so looking again at Bitcoin's first rally, we need to zoom out a little bit more. Okay, where we went from essentially 0 to 1,000. All right, we did that on about $15 billion. Okay, now to go from 173 to 20,000 required $300 billion. All right. And then to go from our lows, which our lows were here following the 2018 market of 3,364, we were at $47 billion market capitalization. Well, to go to the height of the 2021 market capitalization required about $1 trillion. And then to go from 15,000, the low of this current cycle, at a market cap of about $252 billion, to go up 488%, required about $1.6 trillion. So as we can see, the percentage gains, and maybe I didn't highlight that enough. So first bull market rally, we go up about 47,000%. Second bull market rally, we go up approximately 10,000%. Third bull market rally, go up approximately 1,700%. And then this current rally, we're only at 488%. So the idea here is that the percentage change or appreciation of Bitcoin's price decreases with each cycle, yet the amount of USD value that is required to generate that price increase increases. So it requires more money to get less result. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. Now, there is an interesting argument here. Hey, Freight Trades, good to see you, my friend. And thank you for subscribing, by the way, too. I don't have, hold on a second. Let me see if yeah, let's put that there. Okay. And thank you, JJ8D, for subscribing as well. Okay. Now, there is an interesting tweet, and I actually don't think I have it pulled up, to be quite honest with you. No, I don't think I have it pulled up. So I don't have it pulled up, but I saw an interesting kind of meme, so I'll just draw it out here. And basically what it said was, all right, it basically had, it said BTC and then USD, okay? All right, and it's like, this is what you think is going on. Like the value of USD is remaining constant while the value of Bitcoin relative to USD is going up over time. It's like, no, you don't really understand what's going on. He's like, what's really happening, all right, is the price or the value of BTC is remaining constant, but the value of USD is going down relative to the value of Bitcoin. So a very much bigger picture, and certainly pro Bitcoin as a replacement for the current fiat monetary system argument, but certainly an interesting one that it would behoove us to. Come on now, let's just get rid of these. Thank you. All right, let me know what you guys think about that. All right, so law of diminishing returns is absolutely fine. However, there is the other argument, which is, let me see if I can find a picture of it. Hey, Tam Mariam, good to see you, my friend. Let's see here. I'm not really seeing the picture that I wanted, but I'm sure you guys have heard this argument where it's essentially looking at the adoption curve for Bitcoin, right? And basically the hockey stick, you know, we've seen this obviously with what I would argue is probably not very honest climate change reporting, this idea of this hockey stick. But then the idea there is that, you know, essentially, listen, adoption and therefore investment into Bitcoin is going to go parabolic. And we're not there yet. The idea is that, like, you know, you are here, right? You're here on the curve. So this law of diminishing returns that we've seen is only true because, like Plato's cave, although that analogy is much deeper than this type of analogy, the reason we're just seeing this law of diminishing returns is we're here. So that's some very deep moon boy, you know, Morpheus, you know, Neo asking Morpheus, wait, you mean to tell me that, you know, one day I'll be able to sell my Bitcoin for millions of dollars? And Morpheus saying back to him, no, Neo, I'm telling you that when you're ready, you won't have to. So, all right, that's we'll kick off. Just wanted to kick us off with some good old Bitcoin Boys Club hopium. But as we can see, price has respected the power law corridor indicator. It's a very easy way to visualize this. And essentially, and the way I've always looked at this, in conjunction with this indicator, you can also just simply use a simple moving average. We just want a simple moving average on the weekly time frame to the period of 200. A 200 period simple moving average. Let's just make sure this baby is nice and thick. Okay. And essentially, every time Bitcoin has ever traded below the 200 period simple moving average, you buy Bitcoin. That's what you do. You guys got me nervous. Somebody said, "Look, seems like we broke a key level." You have me nervous. All right. So anytime Bitcoin's price has ever fallen below the 200 weekly simple moving average, you buy Bitcoin. So keep that in mind for the next. Thanks for the subscription, Binoculars XL. Binoculars XL. I need some extra large binoculars. Let's go. Lucifer, good to see you as well. Roar Nora, thank you, my friend. And Mikado, welcome, guys. Prophet Bear, don't think you can hide from me, man. Chase Somer, thanks for joining the stream. All right, good to see you guys. Tamarium asks, what are you guys thinking about Doge? I'm in an unsuccessful long position considering you take a loss on that one. So I'm a Doge holder. I recently ramped up my holdings of Doge. I think that the Department of Government Efficiency might be, here's the only thing. The Department of Government Efficiency and this idea of Doge, of course, is extremely popular for those who are supporters of Donald Trump, were supporters of Donald Trump, or kind of lean to the right or centrist. These narratives are extremely unpopular on the left. Now, my belief is that the vast majority of people in crypto are on the right. However, I know that not everybody in crypto is. We've got anarchists here, we've got hardcore socialists, they just don't tend to be very apparent. A lot of the stuff, and I think that obviously the zeitgeist of our current age is certainly moving towards the right as a reaction from kind of the radical leftism that we've been inundated with for a while. So certainly the culture is shifting towards the right, and not just in America, but in Europe and in other places as well. Rise of populism. And the rise of populism is a again, when society moves too far to the right, the zeitgeist moves to the left. When society moves too far to the left, society moves to the right. So it's a reactionary measure. So with regards to Doge, if we're talking about Doge, like the original Doge, Doggy, I think Doge is going to perform fantastically. I think it's going to be one of the biggest narratives of this year. And I'm also, I'm also a holder of the meme coin Department of Government Efficiency. So full disclosure there, I've talked about it for a while. I think that has the potential to be one of the best narratives of 2024, 2025. Pepe hit a $10 billion market capitalization. And so Department of Government Efficiency, for example, when I first bought in, was under $100 million market cap. It went up to 500 million. It's now pulled back to about $300 million market cap. That's Peanut. Yeah, so we're currently sitting at about $300 million FDV. If Peanut can hit a $2 billion market cap, I think Department of Government Efficiency can easily hit 2 billion, no problem. I think it can probably hit 10 billion and more because I think it's a more pressing narrative. The only thing I'm trying to keep myself aware of is the fact that since I am on the right, I don't want to conflate my bias and what my echo chamber is screaming is the narrative, without misunderstanding the fact that anybody on the left, which is literally 50% of the population, that anybody on the left is going to be really opposed to the narratives that people on the right think are hot. So it's important not to get locked in an echo chamber. However, above and beyond that, we're already seeing, for example, subscriptions really rise and ramp up on right-leaning content, both on Rumble, YouTube, Twitter. And we're seeing subscriptions drop down on left-leaning content, like David Pacman infamously was crying about this last week. So, and I think the zeitgeist is shifting just more to the right. So with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy doing the Department of Government Efficiency, I just find it very hard to believe that Doge is just not going to be a banger bet for 2025. All right, so that's my opinion on that. Now, with regards to a trade, okay, now a trade, I'm talking kind of about an investment or a large or a positional trade. So when I look at something like Doge, let's go look at Doge. So anyway, so actually so when I look at something like DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, I look at, again, I made the comparisons. I don't really care about this. Like, yeah, sure, price is up like, you know, whatever, like 1,000%. Okay, that's cool. But I look at Pepe the Frog. I look at what can I compare this to? And is the narrative in the coin, this current coin, is it competitive? Can it do well? So I think that, again, based on the fact that we saw Peanut hit $2 billion market capitalization and Pepe hit a $10 billion market capitalization, I feel like Department of Government Efficiency is a better narrative for 2025. It fits the zeitgeist. So I think it can easily hit that and probably more. So I'm not really too concerned about this. Now, if I was trying to do a short-term trade, on the other hand, if I'm on the 4-hour or the 1 hour here, for example, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy here with a risk limit of 10%, and I want price to go up 20%. And if price goes down 10%, if I entered this as a trade, I talk about this all the time, mixing investment strategy with trading strategy. When I trade, it's impartial. I don't care about what the coin may do in months or years. I care about my entry thesis, my exit strategy, and my take profit strategy. That's it. And so when I enter a trade, I enter it based on the conditions that my rule set. I'm a rule set trader, so I don't enter a trade unless my rules or conditions of my rules are met. And once those conditions are met, I enter the trade. I understand when I enter the trade, before I even hit the button, the green or the red button, what my risk limits are, where my stop loss is, where my take profit is. And when either of those levels gets hit, I get out of the trade. And I don't get married to my trades. And I'll trade, I'll take 5-10 trades a day. So that's very different from, hey, I'm going to swing $10,000 into Department of Government Efficiency because I think that it can 50x, right? And I'm willing to lose and when I trade meme coins like this, or when I place small cap bets like this, that's how I do them. I put my money in, usually I'll put anywhere from $1,000, depending on the market capitalization or risk. I'll put anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 into a small cap coin. And I will say, okay, I intend on holding this for 6 to 12 months. And it's either going to perform very, very, very well, or it's going to go to zero. And it is what it is. So I think that's the best way to look at this. With regards to, hey, JFin, good to see you. Daisy, Saint, hey, good to see all you guys in here, man. Make sure you guys subscribe if you want to keep seeing this content. I go live on Fridays, and I put out a video every day, Monday through Friday. With regards to Doge, and without knowing your personal situation, so I would say I feel broadly about Doge the same way that I just described Department of Government Efficiency. And Bitcoin, for that matter. I think they're going to perform very, very well in 2025. I think they are just going to continue to go up and up. And we're going to have a great renaissance and great alt season and great crypto season going into 2025. A few things that could deter that, right? It's not all roses and flowers. You'll get reality on this channel. What nobody's really talking about, except for Meet Kevin, shout outs to Meet Kevin. He's got a great channel. And I would support him if he ran for governor again, although I can't vote in California, obviously. But Meet Kevin's one of those great guys where obviously he's a Democrat, but I mean, when you listen to him talk, I mean, you would hear everything that he talks about on Charlie Kirk, right? So it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, you're a cool Democrat. Meet Kevin talks about this, and a lot of other people too, but he's the most vocal and probably the most popular. The fact that financially the U.S. is certainly going into a recession because what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve has done is they have crushed the labor market intentionally. All right. And what they're trying to do right now that they've combated inflation, because again, they only have two levers to combat inflation. And one of them is crushing the jobs market, crushing demand. Now that they've crushed demand sufficiently that inflation is down, it's reaching a point. So by the way, that is the reason. I mean, there are lots of more specific reasons, but that is the fundamental pressure that's being put on the labor market. It's come from the Federal Reserve. That is how they combat inflation. So the Federal Reserve has pushed it down the labor market now to the point where they've reached their inflation goal. And the problem is that they now want to kind of stop. They want the decline in the jobs market to stop on a dime and now start to grow, since they feel that a growth in the jobs economy will not hurt inflation anymore or not spur inflation on. But the levers that the Federal Reserve utilizes are long lasting. They're not like day-to-day trades. These things take years and months to go into effect. And for them to reverse policy like this, it's going to take months and years to see the effect. So despite the fact that I support very much what Donald Trump wants to do, and I think that a lot of the changes that he wants to bring to America are going to be overall good. I mean, we have got a huge bloated bureaucracy. We've got a fourth state of government, fourth branch of government, excuse me, unelected bureaucrats, all this kind of stuff. I support him on, Department of Government Efficiency, Vivek Ramaswamy. Again, I'm all for that. But the talking point is that he's inheriting a great economy, and he's not. He's inheriting an economy that's on the verge of a recession. And I mean, technically, we are already in a recession, but they just keep again, we've talked about this before. Inflation is not at 2%. It's really at 26%. The reason they can legally say it's at 2% is because they just keep changing the definition of inflation. All right. Unemployment is not as low as they say it is. I've made many videos about this. I've talked about this. The reason that the unemployment rate is fallacious is because it doesn't take into account underemployment. It doesn't take into account involuntary part-time work. It doesn't take into account the biggest thing is it doesn't take into account those who aren't actively looking for a job. Okay. So, and that's a large portion of the economy. So the unemployment rate is completely behind them. So the economy is not great. That's the leftist talking point right now. Like Biden's done such a great job. Biden's been one of the worst presidents in American history. And the economy is not good. Like, we are in a recession. And the unfortunate thing is that the only way that the Trump administration is going to be able to rapidly improve economic conditions on the ground for his working class base is going to be to print money, unfortunately, which of course is going to lead to more inflation. Now, I support that though. He's going to have to spend, we're at a point where our debt crisis is so huge, so unbelievably, ridiculously huge, that we can't budget our way out of it. It's impossible. We're not, because we're not going to, as an American society, we would rebel. We're not going to adopt austerity measures. We're not going to do that. And so while we're going to have to make some significant cuts, because the path that we're on is absolutely a path that's going to lead us off the cliff and into European style socialism, that's not a good idea. But to reverse course, we're going to have to print money at first, because we're going to have to spend our way out of the problem and get America on a better path. All right. Anyways, that's my personal take. All right. Let's talk about Bitcoin. You guys got me sidetracked talking about Doge. So, hey, sorry, big tangent. I can't even remember who asked about Doge. But what I would say, man, is if you're in a trade and you're underwater, just go back to your conditions on the trade. Did you go into the trade with a predefined stop loss and take profit? Okay. If not, that's a mistake. You should probably just close the position and reevaluate. You should never enter a trade unless you know exactly where you're going to get in, get out. Sometimes we make bad trades, and that's totally fine. So there's no shame in just taking the L and reaccumulating, right? Hey, yes to crypto. Thank you, man. And by the way, I mean, yes, I got to be careful. Again, like I said, I don't want to, I do have to be very careful, even though I'm not a huge channel. My integrity and my ethics are very, very important to me. So I don't want to, I don't promote things that I don't believe in. All right. Here's what I will say about Degen. The Degen community has been in and out of my streams for a while now. They've been overwhelmingly kind and great people to talk to. I have been given Degen by a few community members, and I bought about $1,000 worth of Degen. I don't remember when it was 2023, 2024, earlier. And I haven't sold it. I'm still a holder of Degen. I will probably likely sell that at some point. This isn't the time in the cycle where I'm selling altcoins. That won't come until my friends are calling me, telling me that they just, you know, went 100x long on Ethereum. That hasn't happened yet. So we're not in the cycle where we're rotating my portfolio into USD makes sense, or USDC makes sense. But yeah, so I don't know, and I have traded Degen a few times, and so what I know, well, yeah, that's basically what I'll say. The community has been overwhelmingly kind and nice. Degen is on Base, which is a fantastic chain with incredible growth opportunity. It's grown already incredibly. I've seen Degen do some crazy, great promotion. And when you're looking at a coin that can do well, I mean, you want a coin that has a very active and committed community. I mean, that's one of the key markers of success for a meme coin project or a low cap project. In fact, Binance Research just put out their report saying that that is their #1 criteria when looking for which coins to list. Do they have an active community that has a narrative that fits the current zeitgeist? So yeah, I like Degen. All right, let's go to weekly time frame. So if you guys are regular viewers of me, and if you're new, about last week prior to the election, I talked about my expectations if Donald Trump were to win. I talked about my expectations if Kamala Harris were to win, which is basically sell everything and move underground. Sorry. But of course, we did get the Donald Trump win. And so I did lay out these price targets. So let's bring these back. All right. Now, as I've said before, and this might come as a surprise to you as somebody who kind of is an algorithmic trader, as somebody who's a very much systems trader, as somebody who is I'm a pretty big critic about drawing lines on charts, right? You know, that's my typical response when somebody comes to me with a chart with a bunch of lines on it. I'm like, none of these lines mean anything, dude. Like, that's not how the markets work. But when we enter into unfettered price, when we break out above previous all-time highs on any asset, we enter into a phase of unchained price discovery, where the only metrics we have available to do price predictions, in my experience, the only methods I know with over a decade of trading that hold water are Fibonacci extensions and liquidation levels. All right. There are other strategies that you can utilize, but I'm not very good at them. So for example, a lot of people will look at order flow. A lot of people will look at the options markets. A lot of people will look at this or that or whatever, right? And so, yeah, there's varying levels of complication. But the strategy that I've been using, that I will continue to use because I'm not a quant, is Fibonacci extensions and liquidation levels. So based on those, we can look at our current rally, or kind of our current consolidation, the summer doldrums, as we call them. So from high to low, we took price projections of the 1.382 and the 1.618 Fibonacci extensions, and that gave us our conservative measured move and our moderate price target. Now, we were able to successfully hit both of these very quickly. And then I came out after we hit those. This was about, well, 3 days ago now. I put out the video that said, don't buy Bitcoin today. And I talked about, hey, so this was on Tuesday that I said, I believe, take a shot on every zeitgeist. Box says, can I quit my job and buy Doge? You can buy Doge and quit your job in 2025. You put the cart before the horse, man. You got to get rich before you quit the job. But yes, buy Doge. Kimasabi, I challenge you. So I put out the warning on Tuesday, both to my community in the Crypto Trading Academy, which is our paid group essentially. It's our online trading academy where I teach people how to trade. They get all of our exclusive indicators. They get my morning alpha reports, and to our Discord community, and of course here publicly on YouTube as well, Rumble and X. And actually, this is our first live stream on Rumble. So if you guys want to help me out, regardless of where you're watching me, if you do want to support us a little bit, I am a big supporter of Rumble, and I've been kind of wanting to stream over there for a while. This is our first stream on Rumble. I do need to check and make sure everything over there is working good, because I don't. Hey, Ron Legato's watching us. Hey, sorry, man. Good to see you. Don't think, Ron, if you're still watching, man, don't think I'm ignoring you. And thank you so much for the $10. Oh, you're the best, man. The problem is that Restream, which I'm using to multi-stream to YouTube and X and Rumble, does not natively support Rumble. So I don't... So I can't actually see the Rumble chat in my aggregated chat feed. So, but anyways, what I was saying was, guys, I see 8 people are watching me on Rumble, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys do want to help kind of kickstart us off on Rumble, I will paste the link to our Rumble live stream in the live chat here. If you guys want to help out, just go over there and drop a follow or drop a like on the video, since today is our first live stream on Rumble. Would really help us kind of get going there. And it's great to see our very first live stream, and I already got 8 viewers over there. That's pretty cool. You know, I remember starting on Twitch and it was like we had 2 people and my mom for for like 2 months, and then finally somebody posted us on Reddit and we blew up. Anyways, I digress. All right, so we hit these price targets, and I said, okay, well, now that we've hit 90,000, we've seen a large amount of liquidations. The market is likely to cool off now. The other thing that I talked about was that we had some catalysts going into the middle of this week. Of course, we had CPI that came out, and then we had Jerome Powell speaking and PPI that was going to come out. And so, as I said, it's very common. And so what happened what happened starting Tuesday? Let's go take a look. What happened on Tuesday, okay, is that we de-risked into Wednesday's CPI report. Oh, you guys can't see that. So we de-risked Tuesday into Wednesday's CPI report, which is very common. Bitcoin almost always does this. 24 to 48 hours before a CPI or inflation report, we sell off, and then the CPI report comes out, and then there's some volatility. All right, so pretty good trade. You know, short 24 to 48 hours before the CPI report on a high, and price pushes up. So short, close the trade out, and then trade in the direction of the break following the CPI print, which happens at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, about every month. Now, the other thing too, I talked about, because we cleared all of these liquidations, and you can see that from the big drop in open interest, you can aggregate open interest out. There were a lot of shorts, of course, directly above, basically in this entire range above previous all-time highs. And so as we got the results of the election on November 6th, and price started pumping, you had a lot of these traders that they're called compulsory buys, because for shorts to cover, they have to buy. So a lot of that helped accelerate price up to these levels. Also, Jerome Powell was very dovish last week. So combined with when he announced the rate cut. So the rate cut plus a dovish Jerome Powell, plus Donald Trump winning the election, plus just the narrative and the hype, really helped us get to this level. But now we're at an interesting level where I do think the rally will continue. It's possible that the rally might go sideways here for a couple of weeks on Bitcoin while altcoins perform. We'll just have to watch. I don't want to underestimate the hype. I don't want to underestimate the euphoria, for sure, because I've been in this situation before. I've been in bull markets where I started to get a little like speculative and gets kind of stuck in like regular trading condition mode, where I'm like, oh, well, we've gone up 50%, of course we're going to consolidate. And then, like, you know, we consolidate for 2 days and then price goes up another 80%, and I'm like, oh, why was I wasn't even bearish, but why wasn't I bullish enough? Right? And so that can be tricky, because you want to be grounded, right? But you also just want to see the opportunities when they present themselves. But I largely think that I do think that we're probably not going to push higher for November. Again, there are multiple reasons for that, but Jerome Powell came out yesterday. I talked about this in yesterday's video, so go check that out if you want. Did Jerome Powell just spook the markets? Where I talked about how, you know, Jerome Powell was extremely dovish last week, and then he came out yesterday and was quite hawkish. He's like, well, you know, I don't think we even need a rate cut in December, by the way, you know, and that's not how Jerome Powell speaks. That's like I don't even know what accent that was. That's not what Jerome Powell speaks. But he was basically saying, well, I think we don't even need a rate cut for December. And, you know, we don't need to hurry on the jobs market, which, again, you have to understand he's signaling. All right. You know, he's saying one thing and meaning another. But that's where we're at. And then, of course, we did not have a good CPI print. Inflation is not going in the direction that we want. PPI, Producers Price Index, is not going in the direction that we want. Biden is not leaving Donald Trump a good economy. He's leaving us. Yeah, my Trump accent's super bad. He's leaving us on the verge of a recession. But let's now go over price targets. And again, the reason why it's very helpful to start on these weekly timeframes is because what I'm going to say will make a lot of sense. And when you look at key levels on the weekly, it helps you from when you drill down into the hourly or the 15-minute or even the daily, and you're seeing much more volatile swings on those time frames, you know, it affects you emotionally. It affects you psychologically. If you develop a trading thesis on a higher time frame that, hey, okay, I think that price is just broadly going to go up. And if you believe that price is just broadly going to go up, then it means that you can just buy and relax. You know, as long as you're, you know, as long as you're not leveraged up to the tits, as long as you're not, you know, gambling more than you can afford, you know, if you're staying within your risk. But if your thesis is that, hey man, price is going to be higher in 3 months, then it doesn't really matter so much. Of course, you can always optimize what you do, but it doesn't really matter so much where you buy then. Okay, sure, you can optimize and like, I'm going to wait for a dip. Well, you might not get a dip, right? And even the thing about saying, well, I'm going to wait for a dip is that I will tell you this from experience, right? 9 times out of 10, everyone who says they're waiting for a dip, what that means is, hey, I didn't have the balls to buy earlier when I really first thought about it, and now I've seen price pump without me, but I still don't have the balls to buy on my conviction, so now I'm going to wait for it to get cheaper. And 9 times out of 10, when the dip comes, then all of those people who said, oh, I'm just waiting for a dip, they turn bearish and they don't buy the dip. They're like, oh no, oh, it's going down. And you see this with, I mean, you see this with YouTubers, you see this with people in Telegram. I see it sometimes. Well, honestly, I don't really see it too much with people in our Discord. We got some assassins in our Discord, man. Let me tell you, I feel like everyone in our Discord is a diamond hand from 2016. Like, they bought Bitcoin. The people in our Discord are the people who either bought Bitcoin sub 1,000 in 2016, 2015. Shout outs to them. Those are the OGs. And then the other half are the people who bought $20,000 Bitcoin and held. And so those people are straight assassins right now. So that's my take on the people in our Discord. But okay, let's zoom this out. So we talked about the fib extensions and the liquidation levels. All right. But if we want to look at bigger price targets, we're going to take a fib extension of our previous cycle high, the previous bull market high, to the current cycle low. And those extensions give us our 1382 is actually our moderate price target that we just hit and where we're currently consolidating. And our aggressive price target is actually going to be 102,076. Now, I actually think that we're going to overperform this. My aggressive price target is 109,000 to about 117,000. So I think that that is likely where Bitcoin will go. I don't really think, although it's definitely a possibility, it's possibility that we have a pullback in January. It just really depends. It really depends. I mean, like I said, I think a lot of the euphoria right now, although that can't be understated. I mean, we're going to be doing the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Nation states are front running. Interest rates are going down. Macro environment's good. Yeah, I don't think it's going to pay to be a bear right now. Of course, listen, but Bitcoin's volatile. We're going to get, if this is your first like bull market, so far, what we experienced in 2023, 2024 has not really been how most bull markets have gone. Not really at all. Like, we've got like our pullbacks were like super minor, you know, like we had a couple like 20% pullbacks, which has been the average pullback for 2024. Like, again, this is the 20% pullback, 20% pullback, 20% pullback, 20% pullback. That's all we've gotten in 2024. In most bull markets, we get 40 to 50% pullbacks. All right, testing that gangster. So this kind of pullback is a little bit, it is the 33% pullback, but that's a little bit more indicative of what you should expect. All right. Now, I could argue either way. I could argue either way. I can't predict the future, guys, of course. And so, by the way, especially if this is your first bull market, you want to be very careful about who you follow. You're going to get, most content creators are out there to make money, which I'm not immune to, of course. Like, I'm here to make money as well, but I also enjoy doing this. All right. Like, I enjoy doing this. The only thing I promote is the exchange I trade on and some solid products. I've never taken money to promote a coin. I don't do that. I don't need my followers to make money. I don't need to dump on your heads to make money. I'll tell you guys the way I see it. I make like $50 a month from YouTube, and that's just ads placed on our like our videos that do have 100,000, you know, or 400, you know, 100,000 plus views. Because there are like our tutorials and things like that. A lot of stuff on ChatGPT. But there are going to be a lot of influencers out there who are going to shill you coins. And that's really what I want to, kind of advise you against. It doesn't take a genius to shill you Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. All right. So anybody out there who's telling you that isn't a genius. All right. It doesn't take a genius. Yes to crypto. Thank you for the 36 months, my friend. Level of big supporter. Justin is the real deal. Been a fan for many years and learned much. Thank you so much, man. I've been, it's been a pleasure having you as a subscriber and a friend, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So yeah, so it doesn't take a genius to shill you Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge. And it doesn't take a genius to tell you that, hey man, meme coins are going to be big. You know, like, there's nothing special about that. And so, by the way, like also just realizing that that's good general advice. Good. Okay, great. Good orderly advice is good. But then to be like, oh, well, I'm going to show you like this specific meme coin. And like, oh, I'm looking at this like 10x gem. Like, oh my God. Oh, and by the way, especially if this is your first bull market, avoid absolutely anything like the plague that has a celebrity endorsement behind it. Every single one of those has gone to zero. Please change my mind. Prove me wrong, right? Any celebrity endorsed coin, NFT, project, they go to zero, right? What does well? Typically fair launch projects. What doesn't do well? Venture capital projects. In fact, Binance Research's report that they just put out on how they select meme coins said that they specifically look for fair launch projects that are not funded by venture capitalists. Now, venture capitalists had their day back in 2017, back in 2020, you know what I'm saying? Now we're looking for fair launch projects, so beware of that. All right. But at the end of the day, my general advice is have some Bitcoin, have some Ethereum, get a little bit more risky, get some Doge, get some Solana, get some XRP. I'm, full support of XRP, especially with all the lawsuits they've lost. XRP is no longer a stablecoin. I think it's going to do things. And then just do research, right? And research is not just YouTube. Research is understanding how to use Etherscan. Research is understanding memetics. Research is understanding tokenomics, right? If you just spend 15 to 30 minutes a day doing actual reading, right? It's great to watch YouTube. You can get some great information from YouTube, but I really would encourage you to exercise your critical thinking skills and actually read Medium articles, read guides on how to actually do token analytics. It's not difficult to do. Do some of the math yourself in Google Sheets or Excel, where you're like, okay, well, what's their supply and what's their community size? And okay, well, what's their growth? All right. Thank you, Luna. Appreciate it. Yes. People ask me like, it's like funny. People have been like, hey man, how do you make your money? I'm like, I'm a trader. Like I trade and I do YouTube for fun. And I show people like, yeah, I make about like $50 a month from YouTube. Like I'm not here to make money off you guys. I'm here because I enjoy doing this. And also just, full disclosure, right? Everybody knows this. The opportunities that I've had on my table just from having a YouTube channel outweigh the profitability of the YouTube channel. I've met some of the most incredible people on here. I've been able to build an incredible community. It's made me a better trader. I've got to work with amazing. Again, somebody who used to work for me was a nuclear physicist who worked at and currently works at CERN. I would have never had that opportunity if I would have just stayed, on Telegram as a private trader. You know what I mean? So, good times. What's going on? All right. Anyways, we've gone for a while and we've talked about a lot. We've also talked about very little. So I can make the argument for Bitcoin's price pulling back. We can talk about that probably at a later time. I don't think that's probably going to happen now. I'm not seeing a pronounced pullback immediately in our future. I would expect to see consolidation here before continuation of the rally as we move up to $100,000. And I would put the odds on hitting $100,000 before January 1st at right now at probably about 70%. So much more likely. Much more likely to than not. Sanjay asks, why am I getting ads? I do run ads on our, I could probably turn them off. Sometimes I don't run ads, but that's how I make $50 a month on YouTube. so, yes. What alts do I have? So at the risk of not shilling my bags, I don't have too many. All right. As I've said, my strategy is to pick a small group of winners that I'm going to hold long term, not do a whole bunch of capital rotation. All right. Not try to chase what's overperforming. And then when it comes to hitting things that are in the current narrative, then I just take trades. All right, where I'm specifically looking for like a 2x or a 3x, et cetera, et cetera. So right now I hold Bitcoin, Ethereum. I have so when we're talking about like serious holdings that I've actually divested capital into to significantly hold for this rally, kind of beginning my distributions in late 2023 and throughout 2024. Bitcoin, Doge, Parcel, Drift, now Department of Government Efficiency, Solana, multiplex on Solana, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I have like small bags of a variety, like and block stacks. I have a lot of stacks. I bought stacks pre-sale years and years ago, and I'm still holding. I've never sold a single stack. Yeah, I hold Solana. Yep. So that's about it, this is going to be controversial, but I put about, I don't know, like $15,000-$20,000 in the Pulse Chain and some Pulse Chain projects. I sacrificed for Pulse Chain. I sacrificed like 12 Ethereum for Pulse Chain, and got my Pulse Chain. And now I mostly have Pulse and Pulse X, and I've divested that a little bit into things like Pulse Dai, Pulse Wrapped Bitcoin, a couple other projects. Most of them, all my Pulse Chains down really bad, dude. Down really bad. Profit Bear, thank you. 45 months being a member, my brother. Thank you so much. He says, Justin Wise taught me everything I know. Man, 45 months, time flies. Can't wait for your Jesus Coin creator review. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm super excited about that too. Especially because just, again, personally, in my personal life, I've been reestablishing my relationship with God, and that's been really good for me and my family. So it'd be interesting to have a conversation with him, and it's cool to see what the Jesus Coin community's done. Yenny Riley says, so I hold coins for the long term. Yes, I do. Yeah, I tend to, right? Like my holding pattern is typically once Bitcoin's below the 200 SMA, that's usually when I start buying coins. I tend to add more on the way up. So I do less dollar cost averaging on the way down, and I wait until I see a strong bottom signal, and then I start slowly adding just, dollar cost averaging in over the course of anywhere from like 2 to 6 months, sometimes longer. I'm still buying altcoins, right? The way I buy altcoins is I trade futures. I trade futures on BYDFi. Okay. Today's a little hairy. Today's a little hairy. Let's see. What do we got going on? Yeah, today I'm down like $1,000 so far. I got about $60,000 in positions running right now. But I take I'm usually a profitable trader. So I take my futures profits, and I roll them on a weekly basis into altcoin holdings. And there are times I hedge, there are times I shift from alt USD, but in general, I try to do I do the same thing. I wait until I get a strong top signal. I know that I'm never going to call the exact top. Top usually goes on for, plus or minus 3 to 6 months. But I just know that once I hit that top cycle, or I feel that, hey, we're close to the top, then I just start dollar cost averaging out, right? And, I usually end up dollar cost averaging out on the way down as well. So, the biggest mistakes I've ever made as a trader is trying to go all in when I think the bottom's in, right? And trying to go all out when I think the top's in. Every time I've done that, even though it made me money, like I always ended up missing out big time, because when I went all in, when I thought the bottom was in, the bottom, again, I caught the dip, but then the dip dipped, and then the dip of the dip dipped, and the dip of the dip, see what I'm saying? The price just kept going lower. So, I've obviously like paper handed before and made lots of mistakes, but yeah. So the best thing I've learned is just to, with regards to my portfolio, like just be patient. It takes years, it takes months. You just got to chill, right? Like go out and do other things, like be productive, earn cash, earn capital, save money, right? Work out, get good, right? Like learn to speak German, whatever. But then like once you finally get those big picture signals, like come back and dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out on the way out. So let me talk about this, then I'll look at some more chats. So yeah, I think we're gonna hit 102,000. Or excuse me, 102,000 for sure. And my aggressive price target would be approximately 115,000. But then I want to also put that in the context of the potential. That's just short term, really, guys. If we look at the Bitcoin power law corridor, and let's just hide drawings again, okay? We are still in the buy zone of the logarithmic power law corridor, all right? So anything in the green is a buy. Anything under the purple line is like a super strong buy, all right? But we're still there. And we're just at resistance right now. We have yet to break into the euphoria phase of the market cycle and the statistically best areas to sell. Now, we did see a truncated rally for the first time in 2021 and 2020 where we didn't reach the top of the power law corridor cycle. So I just want to lay out basically the two arguments. Now, we don't have another point to connect this from, but if we just take a sloping trend line from the two highs of the previous cycle, that's going to basically be where we're at right now. And so the extrapolation there is that we're at the top. This is the top. So either that's true, or we're going to go somewhere in this red zone. Either all the way up to the top where the maximum potential is somewhere around $354,000. I think that's completely realistic, especially if the United States does move forward on a strategic Bitcoin reserve and other nation states rush in to divest some of their assets as well. And we see more massive asset managers, of course, obviously, like we've seen BlackRock and Fidelity divest some of their assets into Bitcoin. Bitcoin can, of course, go to $354,000. But like, you know, even if we're just conservative and we say, okay, well, how much did we miss the mark last time? By 67%. So let's double that and say we missed the mark by like 120%. So there we go. So that's still going to give us around $150,000 to $175,000 Bitcoin. Even if we double the miss from last cycle. So I doubled the percentage from last cycle and we get approximately $150,000, $175,000 Bitcoin. So guys, we're only halfway there. We're not even halfway there. Let's go. All right. So that will conclude our weekly analysis so far. I guess a couple other things that we can say. Just looking at the technicals. We are trading, you know, we are in a breakout pattern because we have broken above the upper boundary of the Bollinger Bands after a volatility compression over the summer doldrums. So this is good. We should have more upside. Nothing here. Yeah. Our guppy EMAs are confirming a strong uptrend. Pullback zones on the guppy EMAs, if we had a sharp pullback, would be about $70,000. We really, at this point in time, should not see any returns to the 55s. Everybody who's calling for like price to crash right now, I just don't. Brother, ooh. What's that, brother? Brother, ooh. Looking at volume, looking at our volume profile, we have formed a nice high volume node between approximately $90,000 and $87,000, which is where we should see price consolidate until we get a break in either direction. We do, of course, have a low volume node where price would like to come back and retest and refill these areas. This would be healthy. So again, pullbacks to about, as we talked about earlier, 78,000. 80,000 would be completely fine. I wouldn't be scared about any of this. This is likely the dip that you would want to buy. We could see more of an aggressive pullback to come back here and really retest the source of breakout. But if that happens, then we kind of do need to reconsider like what's going on. Like seeing pullbacks all the way back here, I mean, that's it. That's iffy because we do want to see, I mean, if this is the bull market breakout, we do really want to see a lot of progress being made. Although that would be a 20% pullback, so that would be totally fine as well. So again, all right, let's move on to the daily. Actually, let's answer a couple more questions. Jay, sorry I didn't get to this earlier. Javi Dade with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, check the RWA Gem Labs, a supplement company in the crypto industry going major. All right, let's look at Labs. Labs on Sol. $436,000 liquidity. $545,000 in 24-hour volume. It's a 6-month-old coin. So looking to get there. No serious rug pullers detected by Pocket Universe. 5,416 to the moons, and only 128 red flags, 682 fires, and only 56 poopy faces. So, not so far. This is the official coin of Insane Labs, a leader in sports nutrition with a 36-acre CGMP certified manufacturing facility. Labs has burnt the LP and will use the coin within their business model online. All right, so I'll just say, you know, bro. So 9 out of 10 times, any chart that looks like this never goes back to their all-time high. So I'll just say that. Now, I mean, obviously Solana memes are pumping, so a rising tide lifts all boats. And obviously, you know, it came out and exploded out, but I don't know. I don't want to say anything like bad about this Insane Labs, but I don't really see any use case except for pump and dumps for private companies issuing their own tokens, even if they're going to use them within their business model online. I've never seen that work successfully. It's always a gimmick. It's always a money grab. This Insane Labs, like, obviously might be like a real thing. Insane Labs. Oh yeah, I've actually used this product, this psychotic product. I've used this. Is there anything on their website about a crypto token? Oh, it's literally right here. Wow. Buy, hold, and level up. Interesting. Huh. Insane Labs has been at the cutting edge of supplements for the past 9 years. There's no reason why we shouldn't also be at the cutting edge of every available technology and service that might benefit our fans, who we call the Asylum Faithful. That sounds like something Andrew Tate would say. This extension of that vision. I mean, cool, dude. I still listen, like, on just an experience level, like, I've never seen this work out long term. Although I'm not, again, I'm not trying to be shitting on the labs. I think that, I mean, that's cool. I mean, honestly, this token clearly is not a scam, although I guess it could be. Technically, it just depends on like who this guy got to make the token and all this stuff, but it doesn't seem to be on its surface like a scam. There's 4,094 holders. Yeah, and it's very, well, unless this is like a distribution wallet, but one individual owns 10.85% of the supply, and I'm assuming this is probably the Mad Chemist. And then, yeah, I mean, you just got huge whales in here, man. 3.63, 3.52, 2.53, 2.51. Yeah, I mean, this is like a whale token, dude. I mean, the top, yeah, so listen, retail only owns 36.32% of this token. Can you guys see that? No, you guys can't see that. I guess it's cut off a little bit, huh? Come on, man. All right, you see this? Retail only owns 36.32% of this. This is not typically what you see with most fair launch projects. You'll typically see 80% or more held by retail guppies, which is what you want to see. This is just that right there concerns me, that you have so many large holders and one entity that owns 10.85%, which I'm assuming is probably this Mad Chemist. So that doesn't make me feel very good. Obviously, Insane Labs, I mean, I did their psychotic. I didn't really like it. But hey, you know, like, it's pumping a little bit right now. It's up 118%. You go, girl. $436,000 liquidity locked. FDV at 2 million. I'd be able to hit like 10 or 20 million or more. Listen, I've been wrong before, and I'm not trying to be like negative or contrarian, and so I apologize. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. But yeah, this doesn't really fit my feel. Foreign, good to see you, my friend. Hello, sir. Wanderer asks, do I have any thoughts on the RWA sector? Have I investigated Chintai? I know nothing about Chintai. I think that RWAs are cool. You know, I do think that tokenization of real assets is going to be the next, well, it's not the next, it's like the current narrative. It just hasn't really gained much strive yet. But no, I think RWAs are cool. Let's go look at CoinGecko, cryptocurrencies by category. RWAs should be pretty close to, yeah, real world assets. It's been kind of has been performing well over the past couple of weeks. So let me tell you about some projects that I think are really cool. Ondo Finance is great. I traded Ondo Finance. I don't hold Ondo Finance. I might have like a couple $100 left over in Ondo Finance, but I don't have a large position in Ondo Finance if I have any at all. I think it's a cool project. It's got real ties to real big money, and I think it's a cool project. Pendle, I think is fantastic. Pax Gold is cool. Reserve Rights, I remember having drinks with these guys all the way back in 2017, San Francisco Blockchain Conference. Cool dudes. Cool project that's been around for a while. Let's see, what else do I think is cool here? I've heard good things about Dusk, and I've traded Dusk quite a few times. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I remember Proppy from back in the day. They did a big like media campaign. Obviously, my big pick for RWAs is Parcel. I have a very large position of Parcel. By the way, I'm so sorry, guys, that I'm like missing these subscribers. I just see hold on a second. Let's see here. Ifenzel, Muhammad, I can't see all your name. Oh, Fadila, Picky, and Pin Shorts. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna check Rumble and see if anybody said anything here so far. So yeah, Parcel is my pick for as far as RWAs go. And then yeah, I'm not really seeing anything else here. Swarm, actually, oh, that's not true. I have a position in Swarm Markets because they launched as Nectar on Harmony, and I bought their pre-sale, and I'm still holding it like 4 years later. This was like back in 2020 or 20, maybe longer than that. But they converted tokens into Swarm Markets, which is like pretty cool. It's like using AI to like secure your internet and stuff like that. Pretty neat. I don't know. I haven't been in there in like years, but I'm still holding. Hopefully it's up. Planet's pretty cool. I have a little bit. Oh, and I own Landex. Yeah, Landex is pretty cool. I own Landex. I think that's good enough. So yeah, I think RWAs is cool. I think we've yet to see like the big, like dumb, super massive popular project, but I think it is going to come. And I like so far seeing the progress that we've had. Cheesy Business H2O. Good to be back, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see here. Let's check it on Rumble. Low Texas, so it's garbage. I didn't say it. You know what I mean? I didn't say it, bro. Blue Gum Gum says, oh, okay. You're talking to ES2 Crypto. Have I dumped Portal? No, I don't think so. Again, my strategy is to accumulate projects that I think are good and then sell later on in the cycle. So I don't really honestly like check in with price too much, honestly, on my holds, for good reason, because then I'll get like cagey about it. So yeah, then based on what you're saying, I'm guessing Portal's probably down quite a bit. Let's go look. We need yeah, so hold on. New layout, just like random asset. Portal. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely obviously like we're down bigly on Portal, bro. But we'll see, you know. Not everything I pick is gonna do well. Justin Wise coin. We, you know, actually Ben and I are talking about not a token on chain, but doing just a utility token in our Discord. Is there a guide on how to go through your videos to check out your strat and other things? Yeah, I mean, listen, we've got like 60 videos in our Trading Crypto 101 playlist. I just kind of made those. Some of them like were made predetermined, like I had a subject matter I wanted to make the video. So I'd recommend you go there. There's a lot of ad hoc videos in there that we just made kind of on the fly too. And then we did just start our technical analysis for crypto traders playlist as well. I think there's 2 videos in there. We'll be coming out with a 3rd soon. That's a 10-part series. And then with regards to the strategy that I use, I mean, listen, I've talked about it in just about every live stream. We've definitely got, I mean, if you go watch like how to automate any strategy with 3 commas, that's a very popular video of ours. If you go watch my VWMA SMA strategy, you'll get a strong sense for how I actually trade. The best way to get a sense for how I trade is probably to get in our Discord and follow some of the signal channels and see how people signal, particularly Flimp. Flimp is trades in the cracking cryptocurrency method. Reflex and Shearus don't. They trade smart money concepts, but Flimp learned how to trade from me, and he's now, I mean, the dude, like, the dude's amazing. He's probably a better trader than me. And yeah, so I'm just a systems trader. I believe in indicator-based systems, but I'm not a quant. So I trade manually. I do have my primary strategy mostly automated at this point in time, but it does still require a lot of manual adjustment from me on a regular basis. So I just consider it mostly manual. Let's see. So no, I haven't done Portal. Great trades. Achilles. This is Bucknor. And Profit Bear said lots of pain today. How long have I been holding? Oh, that was for Yes to Crypto. Yes to Crypto. People are talking to you more than me. Kemozabi says that's something people don't talk about. Don't DCA down, DCA into strength. Yes, that's what you want to do. You don't want to buy something. You don't want to catch a falling knife. Buy something that's going up. Mikado SEB says, what do I think about CBDCs? I think they are a terrible idea. And if we allow them into our society, it's just, you know, it's going to be the monster of Jekyll Island times 2. What days do I stream? On Fridays so far, and then I put out a regular video Monday through Thursday. ETC. You Farcaster guys are awesome here. All right. Justin Wise going go up. Is there a possibility that it'll crash back to the 55s? I really do not think so. I don't see that. That would be very, very surprising. Yes to Crypto, you brought the people, man. I can't even like use the regular chat to like keep up. I got to go over to YouTube and literally keep up. Our Discord's public. Link is in the description. Discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. No, Yes to Crypto. I love it, man. You guys are always more than welcome. Good to see you guys in here. Show me your bags. I already went over that a little bit earlier in the video. I mean, the biggest bags that I have right now are Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Department of Government Efficiency on Ethereum, Parcel, Drift, and that's pretty much it. There's a few other positions that and block stacks. Those are my largest positions. I keep it really simple. Now I'll probably like continue to add to that and pick out winners as we go. I'll tell you what though, I'm just sitting here losing money today. This has not been a great day for the trades. Down about $1,300. The week has been pretty good. I'm up. Yeah, we're up pretty bigly on the week. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's see. All right, so let's think about stuff. So So peaked out, critically high volatility. We usually consolidate for about a week, but of course we do want to take the euphoria and pump into it. I am pretty skeptical that we're gonna make more progress in November. But it would appear, I mean, depending on how the daily closes, it would appear that the market is actively trying to prove me wrong. Let's go look at the 4-hour time frame and see what's going on. So 4-hour time frame, peaked critical high volatility, deviated. Wajay, thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. We had a deviation and a peak and a stop run. And 1, 2, we should get a third drive down to 83. That is what I'm expecting. We did enter into the buy zone in the 4 hours, so this would be very aggressive if we now moved up. Which I don't really think we're gonna do. So that's my HTF perspective. The weekly tells me that we're likely gonna continue to go sideways and try to hold this new progress. The daily tells me that we should be going sideways or pulling back. The daily tells me we should probably be pulling back to about 80,000. The 4-hour tells me that we should have another leg down to about 83,000. And yeah, the hourly is telling me that unless we're going to go for a new high, this rally should be failing somewhere below $91,908. Let's go make sure that I'm not going to get liquidated. Yeah, liquidation's good here. And liquidation's definitely good here. I'm only down 25%. So that's all fine. All right, so we're good. By the way, just, good advice for those of you who are new to trading. Don't use high leverage. You can do great things with 20x leverage and take a pretty big trade comfortably. So that's actually why I had a bad Wednesday, because I made listen, I 50x longed degen wise the night of the election, and that's also when I first bought Department of Government Efficiency. I dropped a bunch into Department of Government Efficiency, and I opened up a massive 50x long on Bitcoin, which I've now since closed. I closed that on Tuesday, and then because I had made so much money like on Wednesday, on Wednesday I came in, and because I normally never trade with 50x leverage, but I was stuck in 50x leverage mode, and I just got hyper focused on the 1 minute chart. It even happens to me, right? I've been trading for years and mistakes still happen, but I got hyper focused on 1 minute chart and ended up losing I don't know, plus $3,000 on Tuesday or Wednesday, excuse me, just being stupid. And so yesterday I only made $700, and then I made $700 this morning because I had gone long last night, and then and I'm short now. I am short. So I mean, listen, if I lose my trades today, I'll still be bigly up on the week. But I'm just trading principled right now. So not a big deal. All right. But what is the 1 hour trying to tell me here? I mean, we reached the overbought period. We should really dip back into the buy zone. So I was expecting I was expecting this move right here to go down and sweep these lows. One of our analysts in Discord, Reflex, he strongly disagreed with me. We can actually go look at his analysis right now. See if this. Yeah, so this is our Discord. You can join for free. Discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Link in the description. And what did Reflex say yesterday evening? He said, yesterday I had highlighted that I was sitting bullish because we had a nice 4-hour closure into the imbalance. Evaluating price action throughout the day with a 3% downside from yesterday, I am still sitting bullish here, expecting 94 to 97K by the weekend or throughout the weekend. Price has hit the main piece of demand now at 86.7K, expecting these levels to hold, still expecting that push up. However, below 86.1K is where the dangers will start and the possibility of a top play. For now, bullish and still expecting that push up from what I highlighted yesterday. So this is Reflex's chart. Basically saying, yeah, you can't see it very well, but he's just like, you know, straight up. Like that red line is his analysis. Like, bloop, here we go. So he's calling for 94K essentially, and he thinks that we've hit basically main demand. He posted this chart when Bitcoin's price was 87,193. Bitcoin's price obviously right now is 91,204. So it looks like Reflex had a pretty good intuition. And then what he said this morning at 7 a.m., this is what I'm thinking for the day. Hopefully we don't leave this hourly mitigation at 89.6, but overall the low of 86.1 should hold. This is exactly what he was expecting. He thought this would be the lows that we saw, and he's absolutely right. He thinks we're going to push up to 94, which wish I'd listen to Reflex more often. And then Shiras is also, I mean, Shiras is an assassin. If you want to make money, just get in here and follow Shiras's calls. Okay, yeah, so that's my kind of warning on Ethereum. Let's go see what we got going on here. I mean, that really ain't nothing. We're still in a strong downtrend. I don't know like what these guys are freaking out about. They still rejected. We just sit here and cope. But yeah, let's go look at Shiras. Yeah, so Shiras posted at 9 o'clock this morning a Doge long. Entry at 358. Targets at 366, 3704, 386, 397. Stop loss at 3050. So these are Shiras posts anywhere from like 3 to 5 of these a day, and he has like a 90% hit rate. The dude's literally insane. And he's like 18 years old. Yeah, so yeah, definitely check out Shiras. He's the man. Yeah. Shiras be dropping big works. All right, guys, we got to pause for the cause. Do a selfless promotion. Hold on a second here. There we go. All right, guys. Hey, this is going to be this and except the services that we sell, this will be the only thing we promote during the live stream. If you are a North American or a Canadian or someone from a generally restricted country, then you know exactly how frustrating it can be to want to trade futures, to want to trade perpetuals, to want to get access to margin. And you go to Kraken and they're like, yeah, you got to have over $250,000 or $2 million. You go to Coinbase and they're like, yeah, you got to be an institutional investor. And then you see like Binance US has literally no liquidity. And you're like, well, what do I do? Oh, and also, like, you can't really, like, trade on DEXs as an American, or you're not supposed to, and you can't access any of these exchanges, and MXC is down, and KuCoin won't let you in, and all this stuff, and blah. I know the challenges, I know the difficulties, and so I have partnered with ByDFi. They are my exchange recommendation of choice. You can join ByDFi with a link in the description down below, and if you use my link, particularly my link, it is superior to just going to ByDFi, and I will tell you why. First off, users of my link will get access to the promotion that we're currently running, where you can receive 10% cash back on your deposits for your first week. That's usable up to $1,000 cash back. So check the platform out. If you like it, let's say you deposit $100, you'd get $10 on top of that as free trading money. If you deposit $1,000, you get $100. So the maximum you could deposit is $10,000 to receive $1,000 trading bonus and cash back. There's no strings attached. It's just literally free money that you can trade with. That's trading bonus money. You can't withdraw it from the platform, but you can use the trade and you can withdraw the profits. All right. So cool beans. So there's that. You'll also get a VIP level 1 fee advantaged account. That means your daily withdrawal limit automatically doubles from 12 Bitcoin per 24 hours to 24 Bitcoin. So for the big ballers out there who need that, I got you. And you'll automatically get 17% off, approximately, it's like 16.7% off your market trading fees and limit trading fees on futures. ByDFi offers 0% spot trading fees, access to over 600 coins, demo trading so that you can learn how to trade without taking any risk, and much more. If you use our link, you'll also be in our community on ByDFi. You'll have access to all of the exclusive trading competitions we put on and the prizes we then give out. So I've been trading on ByDFi. I really like the team, good people, great liquidity. I've had no issues with it, good customer service, and they are KYC and VPN free. You do not need to do KYC. You can KYC as an American. It's totally fine. And you do not need to use your VPN there. So for North Americans, Canadians, Americans, anybody who's in a restricted country, usually, ByDFi has opened its doors to you. So check out the link in the description, and thank you to ByDFi for helping to promote this channel. All right. Thank you guys for that. All right, what were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Bitcoin. Right. So, I mean, the big thing here, obviously I'm short for the day. I mean, I'm either like wrong, but I really don't think I'm wrong. And the only way I'd be wrong is, again, like kind of underestimating the enthusiasm of the market. But I do broadly, I mean, I am broadly believing that November's gains are likely locked in. But I mean, we'll see kind of how far this rally goes. Yeah, yes to crypto rated from Farcaster, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm loving it. Welcome all you fine new people. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's been a blast. Jai says the market is quite volatile right now, though. It honestly, it's not too bad. Here's the thing. This is a volatile market. Okay, this is volatility. All right, this is volatility. Big moves are volatility. All right. So if we, and this is volatility. This is not really volatility so much. All right. I mean, it is. It's like not no volatility. Like this is low volatility. High volatility just means price is moving quickly. So I think price is moving relatively slowly. The reason I think that most, and it's fine, like I'm not trying to argue over semantics, but what the market is right now is choppy, right? Where, you know, basically from here, so basically from the beginning of November, all right? So for like 2 weeks now, you like the only dominant direction was to the upside. All right. Like just everything kept going up and up and up and up. You don't have to worry about, oh, should I short? Oh, should I take profit? Right. I mean, maybe you're worried about taking profit, but, you know, price has just gone in a dominant direction. But since we kind of peaked over here on the 11th, so at the beginning of this week, you know, price went sideways and was very choppy. And then we had a deviation that suckered a lot of people into longs, and now they're underwater. And so now you've got the market really shifting. Now we're going to look at some cool stuff here. I found out like the yes to crypto and Justin are the same guy. Yeah, no, yes to crypto is not me. He's good guy though. All right, so now guys, we've been looking at kind of your regular price charts. This is what you're going to see, and this is basically all you're going to see on every other trading channel, because most trading YouTubers, live streamers, like they don't really know how to trade, and they don't know too much about trading. Like I'm not trying to be inflammatory, and I'm not trying to be derogatory towards them. It's just the truth. There are a small handful of real traders who live stream their P&L, live stream their results, live stream their trades. Like here, I'm like, hey guys, check it out. Down about $1,400. No big deal. And those individuals are, I mean, I like Crown, although I think he rambles a bit too much sometimes, but Crown's cool. And Matt Kors is pretty cool. And there's a small handful of other guys, but we're now going to shift from, we're going to shift off TradingView here for a little bit, which are kind of like vanilla charts, and we're going to look at some more advanced stuff. But before we do that, I just want to get a little bit of perspective from my strategies and get an idea of where we're headed here. All right, so my Mink strategy on Bitcoin, which by the way, if you guys, not to plug, I know we just did the ByDFi promo, but if you guys are interested in learning how to trade the way that I trade, if you guys are interested in learning how to build your own strategy, keeping your own results, and really being your own trader, how to become a trader and treat it like a business, like how to actually make money as a trader, recommend checking out our Crypto Trading Academy. You'll get access to all of our courses, all of my proprietary indicators, and our daily alpha report. All right, and weekly mentoring sessions. And honestly, a lot more, but I digress. So looking at the Mink strategy here, how did we do? Well, we got a short signal here, short again, continuation short, take profit. All right, so cleared that leg out. This one obviously losing trade, continuation short, and then TPL. So we did get a losing trade on that one. So we nailed this aspect of the market, basically following this deviation where price hit a peak, went sideways, pulled back a little bit, double bottomed, and then went and made a fake high, right? We didn't actually break out. This is a fake out. So fading that was probably the profitable move. We do now have the Hall moving average, which had been trending up predominantly, has now gone sideways and beginning to trend to the downside. So a potential trend flip is in order. Of course, I'm not really banking on a huge pullback. Although I do expect, and my trade is set up that we are going to come down and sweep these lows. I was originally like caught up in the euphoria as we were pumping up here. And I was originally thinking that, you know, I was very cautious on Tuesday. I said, I put out a video on Tuesday that said, don't buy Bitcoin today. So I said, don't buy Bitcoin today. And then because we had Wednesday's CPI report that came out negative, even though it hit analyst expectations. And then we had PPI come out yesterday morning that was very off, bad. And Jerome Powell came out and was very hawkish. And the traditional markets don't like that. Now, I know the markets are very... Ooh, excuse me. I know that markets are very euphoric and drunk right now in a Donald Trump victory. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like I was too. I mean, hell yeah. But we also got to be realistic, you know, like I don't drink. So the hangover is not in full effect. So I would expect price to go sweep these lows. Potentially pull back to here to about 84, 83, and potentially even 80,000. And then resume. So too late. I bought Bitcoin, says Carmelo. Jordan, hey, Jordan Stotts, I haven't seen you in a bullfrog's ear, man. He says, when everyone is investing in the same thing, I'm turned off and find another opportunity. Yeah, I mean, listen, well, there's nothing wrong with like getting in with what a group of people is investing in. And there's nothing wrong with buying into strength. But yeah, you want to be buying when there's blood in the streets. You want to look for max pain and buy when everybody else thinks that something is no good. That's how you become a time traveler as a speculator. The speculator's true job is to transport something that's valuable, like the job of the speculator to the economy. Why I actually think that speculators perform a fantastic service for the world, and why capitalism is the only system of economics that allows this beneficial aspect of society, is that a speculator takes risk of their own to buy something that they believe is valuable, but that society at large does not believe is valuable yet. In fact, society may even think that this thing is not valuable. Think Bitcoin when it was $1, all right, or even not $1. So the speculator comes in and they take that something that's valuable, they buy it, they hold it, they keep it safe, all right? And they transport it through time into the future to then distribute it to those who need it more, and they receive a profit. Because by the time that society at large is ready to purchase the thing that they realize they now need, that previously they didn't think they needed, once they realize the value of it and they want to purchase it, well, it's going to cost a lot more. And so that is the incentive for the speculator. The incentive for the speculator is to sacrifice his time and his capital in the now, and basically be a martyr until he can then deliver that good or service to the individuals that need it the most and who are willing to pay a much higher price for it. And that is his incentive at the same time. It's a beautiful thing, really. And it's how speculators help support our economy. Jordan Stott says, I'm buying organic seeds. Well, everybody thinks organic seeds are cool, man. What strategies do I use for Solana memes? Listen, I've traded a few like pump fund memes, Solana memes, et cetera. But honestly, that's an area of the market where I'm not an expert. I certainly could get a lot better. We've got some stuff. We've got about 30 minutes left in the show. So I think we're going to switch off from charts and we're going to go to X and look at the articles that I wanted to go over. And actually one of them is like how to get Solana pump fund memes. Now listen, I'm also not an idiot at it. I'm actually quite good at it, but just, I'm not sure what, you know, the Solana meta is right now. I'm very good at catching Ethereum base, basically Ethereum level type trades, so I'm just very good at using deck screener. I'm very proficient in actually analyzing and reading Etherscan. I know how to analyze a token. I know, I can program, I can look at holders, I can look at volume patterns. I have subscriptions to things like Sentiment and Glassnode, so I do on-chain analysis. So I spend a lot of time investigating before I actually enter a token. I have, of course, done the whole like, hey, like just throw $1,000 in and see what happens, right? With like 2 seconds of research. I've, of course, done that. But my philosophy is to focus on quality over quantity, right? So I'm okay missing out on a few 10Xs if I can just take my time and find some. What I'm trying to say is I'm okay with missing out on a few 10Xs that have a very high chance of not doing anything and going to zero. If I can just spend a few weeks really finding coins that I think are going to reliably 5 to 10 to 20x over the next 6 to 12 months and just going into those. So that's my strategy. That's my philosophy. And sometimes I'm kind of at the point too where I don't need something to 20x. I just want something to 2x reliably. That's where I'm at, right? I'm happy taking the reduced return for the higher, for the lower risk. That's how it feels to go all in on Jesus, only because of RFK Jr. I don't really have any current thoughts on Degen's price. I'm not sure what meta Degen's price is in right now. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's just, again, at the risk of being like, oh, I don't want Bitcoin to go up, I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that Bitcoin does find some rejection here, resistance, or puts in this lower high, as I've been expecting, and that we can come down here and sweep these lows at 85. Otherwise, I mean, we're going to be looking at breakout signals with hourly closes above. Where is the baseline coming in at specifically? Baseline's coming in at 91,911 and 11. A little trolling. So we'd be looking for breakout signals above that. I mean, I will of course take them, but I don't feel that great about it. Now, the fact that we are going into a weekend does mean that we could just get just some punctuated equilibrium to the upside. So I don't want to be too hesitant about this. I'll take the right trade if it presents itself to me, but we'll see here. Now, before we get into Twitter, there are a few things that I want to look at as to why I'm a little bit speculative on price continuing to go up. So let's go look at, this is the footprint chart, and this is going to give us a lot of information basically on where price is, some more nitty gritty stuff. So basically, let's turn, so we're going to do a couple of things here. The first thing I want to point out is open interest, which is the number of positions opening and closing on futures. Open interest is trending to the downside, which is typically not bullish. All right. So we're seeing consolidation. This is starting to look a bit like distribution, and we're seeing overall positioning wind down. All right. In addition, net longs are really tanking. Net longs have really dropped off. Now, of course, we do have some fresh longs coming in here, right here. But overall, longs have really de-risked into this consolidation area. Meanwhile, net shorts have really ramped up. All right. So we've seen a big spike in net shorts. All right. So the market is certainly shifting into short territory. Now, there are still more longs than shorts. Okay. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There are now more shorts than longs. That has changed. All right. So life's good. Basically what I'd be looking for now, we are starting to see some liquidations come in. This is typically what I look for reversals. Price reverses when we hit areas of max pain and lots of liquidations. And we can actually see where the liquidations are with the liquidation levels map. By the way, this is CoinAnk. Anybody is wondering what this charting software is, it's CoinAnk, coinank.com. I don't know why that light went out. Are you struggling, buddy? You're flickering. So yeah, we've got liquidations, and we can also you can also go to CoinGlass and use CoinGlass to monitor liquidation levels as well. And so yeah, what do we see here? Yeah, basically over the last couple of hours, Bitcoin's mostly taken out most of the liquidations. So max pain is now to the downside. So we've got liquidations around 91,300 up to about 91,600. That's where our liquidations currently are right now that we need to take out. Of course, if we keep charging, that's a different story. But yeah, that's kind of where our big clusters of liquidations are. We've taken out all the highly leveraged shorts. So let's see if we take out the medium leveraged shorts and kind of respect this overall consolidation area and move for another move down. All right. That's our liquidation levels. If we look at where large orders are in the order books, you know, we cleared some large orders here, several $1 million of large orders, cleared a few $1 million of large orders here. Yeah, they just flashed off the books. We do have some large orders, about $1.51 million on Coinbase. We've got about $3, $5, $10 million, it looks like, on OKX. Slightly above current price, basically where resistance is at. That's completely fine. We don't really have large orders on the bid side, really starting till about 88,000 and going down to about 84,000. And let's take anchored VWAP off for a second, and now let's zoom in on our footprint chart. I'm not really seeing any big imbalances necessarily. Yeah. You can see they tried to buy the top here. There was a big buy imbalance, a delta of about 58 Bitcoin. And people did try to sell out here, a delta of about 28 Bitcoin. So yeah, just our next kind of, let's actually zoom out here just a little bit. So the current point of control, or where the most liquidity has been traded, the area where traders feel the most comfortable buying and selling Bitcoin, is about 88,190. And so we are getting into low volume node territory where we would, where a reversal is more statistically likely. Yeah, so we might see a reversal at 91,760. I really don't want to see price at 92, because that just puts me into some pain on my trades. But Adam says this liquidation map is an interesting way to visualize the fear and greed index. And max pain happens when the fear and greed index is crazy high greedy. Yeah, absolutely. So it would be interesting to see those max. Yeah, absolutely, my friend. All right, well, I think that's enough of chart watching, guys. Let's go. We're going to make the last section of this show a little bit more lighthearted. We've got some, there we go. We got some tweets and stuff to go over and keep it lighthearted. Of course, just kind of before we jump into this, thank you guys so much. A lot of new people in here from Farcaster, and huge shout out to Yes to Crypto for promoting the show on Farcaster. I am also on Farcaster, but I'm not. You know, I don't want to misrepresent myself. I literally just set up my Farcaster account last week. It's something I've been meaning to do. It's something Yes to Crypto had actually been bugging me to do for quite a while. But I am on there, and you guys can find me on there at Kraken Crypto. Okay. And of course, by that, if you guys have found value in the show, if you guys enjoy what we talk about, and if you guys want somebody who will be here consistently to help give you my advice as somebody who has experienced 3 previous market cycles, and I've been trading for over 10 years, please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. It helps us out more than you could possibly imagine. Share this around to your friends, your family, anybody who needs the advice or wisdom going into crypto. There's a lot of bad channels out there. There's a lot of bad advice, and I just want to make sure that people who watch this are prosperous, can print some money, and make crypto a responsible and profitable part of their lives. So please like and subscribe. Come follow us on Rumble. We are just kind of getting kickstarted over on Rumble today. This is our first Rumble live stream. I will paste that link to Rumble here if you guys would be so kind as to hop over there and give us a follow as well. And you can always follow me. I tweet a lot on X every single day. So you can find us at x.com/cracking_crypto, cracking just like an egg, _crypto. Links for all those are, of course, in our YouTube profile as well. All right, guys, let's dive into kind of the thing that I had. We've got some funny ones here. We've got some all this kind of stuff. Coin Mamba here tweeting today. I looked at all the outperforming coins and found one common trait. They are all not my bags. And guys, sometimes it absolutely feels like this. This is just gonna, like, it's not going to be common that the 5 or 10 or whatever coins that you end up purchasing are consistently going to be at the number one on CoinGecko of what's up the most in the last 24 hours. Once in a while, they might be, right? But that's not the whole story. Okay, often something that can go up very quickly can come down just as quickly. So again, I value more slow, sustainable growth over flash in the pan stuff, but, you know, to each their own. But so B-Flow, Harry, you're alive. Good to see you, my dude. Hopefully you are crushing it, man. Yes, we are back, man. Friday live streams. All right, so yeah, I mean, this is a great post. And again, just don't let it discourage you. All right, it's just funny. All right, talk about some controversial stuff here. This is, of course, Tulsi Gabbard, who Trump has just nominated director of national intelligence. Some individuals are saying like she's not qualified to do things. This woman is an absolute unit. Yeah, she's just in here crushing things. Do I have the? I think I have. And she's like 50, dude. Yeah, correct. Yeah, that upsets me. I'm seeing a lot of, I mean, not like really upsets me. I'm just seeing a lot of people on the left like call her a Russian asset. Like, are you guys absolutely insane? Anyways. Okay. Now, people were talking about basically like meme trading or meme coin trading. Like, how can we spot like 100x? By the way, I have a video on this channel, on my YouTube channel, how to find 100x tokens before they pop. And in there, I go over my full guide on not only how to find coins that are low cap, but also how to screen those coins to make sure that you're not going to get rug pulled. All right. Bam. Listen, I like B-Flow might have just said something mildly inappropriate, but I'm not pro censorship. I will, of course, ban anything that is a direct, like, in my opinion, inflammatory. Well, generally, we're pretty laissez-faire around here, but I don't really like it if people, I really don't like it if people say things like racial slurs, if people say things that are demeaning, if things that are, you know, like whatever. And, you know, in general, right? Like, this is crypto. There's it's a lot of boys club elements in here. I try not to make my channel about that, but it's just, you know, kind of the thing. Crypto is can be kind of like that sometimes. And, you know, so yeah, there's some like dick and fart jokes, you know what I mean? But B-Flow, well, I cannot ban B-Flow. B-Flow has been on this channel for like 6 years. And he's a goat, dude. And if he wants to post, eggplants, I mean, amen. All right, Hitaro says stop losing your money on mindless copy trading. Just track the best insider wallets and copy them before moonshot happens. There's all you need to become a pro trader. So he's going on blah blah blah. Let's see here. He says meme coins is more than just a trend. It is a new narrative in which some will go wild, and some will lose all their capital. What is it? There you go. Yeah, join the eggplant revolution, man. Let's go, dude. Eggplants to the moon. All right. I don't like this sentence structure. I'm a grammar Nazi. It's a new narrative in which some will go wild. And in the context of what he's saying here, it's like, oh, some meme coins are going to go wild and some will lose all their capital. So now he's shifted to then talking about investors. So whatever. Unfortunately, 99% don't understand how meme coins markets work and lose their net worth. Only small and strong hands will be able to fill their bags. So far, again, not to be picky, but net worth is 2 words. And yeah, not off to a great start. Hitaro. So what's my basic strategy? These are not mega brain movements, but they are a base that every beginner trader should understand. Be always in the market. Be always in the market. Always be in the market. Constantly follow Twitter and new trends. Track whales and insiders. Always analyze before a trade. Stop buying everything. Ensure manage your balance. I'll explain below. I like that. He's like, listen, what is the advice here? Guys, what is the advice? Okay. Be always in the market and be unburdened by what has been. If you know, you know. Track whales and insiders. Always analyze before trade. Stop buying everything. And sure, yeah, like manage your money. Like, yeah, like, you know, like, of course, manage your money if you have to, right? Like, don't go all in, right? But like, you know, for sure, like always be in the market. Like, come on, dude. All right. This all-in-one tool from personally suits my day-to-day trading and all my tasks. Just okay, so here's his referral link. GMGN is an application for sure. But you know, honestly, I'm gonna recommend Nansen AI. Nansen AI is fantastic. In GMGN, I find insiders, find 10 to 100x gems, analyzing and daily trading. Just take a look around and feel that can be. So far, I'm just really, I mean, it's fine. English is probably not their first language. All right, so step 1, we want to find smart wallets. What's it for? It's simple. Thanks to these insider wallets, we can buy a token before it pumps by simply copying the insider's entry point. But remember, no need to buy everything in a row and repeat every transaction. In the Discover tab, you can find the best traders, but you can also search for them in other ways, such as through popular assets like ACT and Peanut. Yeah, so that's a good idea. Like, you can just go find, this is a common strategy. I do this too. I do it on Dexcreen. I actually do it on Etherscan. I track wallets directly on Etherscan. So I go look at coins that have pumped. Cat, you're not going to jump in my lap. No, don't do it. I'm live streaming. No. You can go find low cap coins that have pumped tremendously, and then just go look at who you can look at. It's all on chain. Just go look at what wallet addresses were associated with accumulating that token in large quantities prior to the pump, and then just follow those tokens on Etherscan. You can literally set alerts for when they buy something, right? You can follow them on DBank. You can follow them on GMGN. You can follow them on Nansen. You can follow them on, there's lots of cool tools. All right. All right. It's okay. Okay. All right. Say hi. This is my very old cat. She I really didn't want to own a cat, but for people who have been following for a while, like, we had a loss in my family a while ago, and when you get a cat, yeah, I mean, for those who've been following for a while, like, obviously people who have been following my channel for a while, I had a loss, pretty significant loss in my family a few months ago, and they had a cat, and it was like, well, the cat's either gonna go to my sister, and like wasn't really like thrilled with that idea, and or to me. So yeah, we have a cat now. All right, come on, release me. No, come on, not right now. Come on, off you go. No, off you go. Okay, anyways, back to business. Their name is Hayes. Yeah, its name is Hayes. Don't look too much into that, right? I don't use substances. Thank you, Ian Riley. All right. Okay. So yeah, blah, 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 blah. Where were we on this? Did I like open up? No. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. Okay. We already talked about Tulsi. All right. Trades in real time. So I think that's really all we need to go over from this, right? Obviously, you can use this GMGN app. Is pretty cool. Probably save you some time. But honestly, guys, listen. Like, you don't need to pay these like expensive subscriptions to these like fancy like tools that aren't going to be around in a year or two. All you really need to do is, the reason Warren Buffett is so profitable is because he knows how to do the dirty fundamental work of actually reading a balance sheet and evaluating a company's profitability, which is a skill that almost nobody else has. Even most professional traders and analysts, they won't actually do the dirty work of actually doing their own reading. They want some computer AI tool to summarize everything for them and tell them what to do. Be your own person. Learn how to do the simple fundamental tricks. Like I just said, all you have to do, go find some tokens, go do some research, get a list of like 10 tokens that have pumped tremendously. Make that list specific to a blockchain. So, go find 10, small cap projects that pump tremendously on Ethereum or Base or whatever, Polygon, whatever. So whatever chain that you want to trade on, go find 10 projects and then go through. You can find from the token tracker wallet address on Etherscan or whatever explorer that you're on, go find the early wallets that interacted with them in size and then start doing some exploring. Which of those wallets were also involved in other projects that pumped a lot? So just do some digging. It'll take you a few hours to a few days to a few weeks, but eventually you will compile your own list of wallets that are active and that seem to have insider information or make great plays. And then just set alerts for when those wallets make buys, right? There you go. You're whale watching. And be in bed with government bailouts. Not into government bailouts. Yeah, I think that was probably the worst thing our country ever did. Well, one of the worst things our country ever did was bail out the financial bail out the financial institutions in 2008. That was a travesty. Okay, continuing on. I'm sure you guys probably heard about this, but Shane Copeland, who is the CEO of Polymarket, was raided just yesterday or the day before that. And a lot of people are speculating they took his phone, they took his laptop. They didn't arrest him. They didn't press any charges, but they raided his house. They took all this stuff. And of course, the idea here is that Polymarket was obviously used to accurately predict months in advance that Donald Trump would win the election. And some are feeling that this is kind of the administration's kind of bullying this individual, not fairly. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything illegal. Obviously, listen, what is the idea here? Like, what is the official statement? Well, it's that Polymarket incentivized and allowed US users to interact with it, even though that's against apparently some law. But we have to understand that this is just because the current administration and the Biden administration has been vehemently anti-crypto. Gary Gensler's appointment to the SEC, who was appointed by Joe Biden in 2021, has been anti-crypto, and their tactic has been regulation through enforcement, not actually allowing Congress to pass laws on what is and is not legal, but attempting to utilize the now kicked out idea of Chevron deference, which, if you guys aren't familiar with Chevron deference, the Supreme Court decided a while ago that if the Supreme Court hadn't specifically ruled on something, but there was a government administration that had done some enforcement or passed like some of their own like regulation that on a particular topic, that the Supreme Court should defer to that. The Supreme Court has now, the conservative Supreme Court has now kicked Chevron deference to the side and ruled it that they don't need to follow that anymore. So this was the point of this administration's attack on crypto. Gary Gensler with the SEC directly targeted everything from Tornado Cash to individual crypto projects. And he didn't even target like the super scammy ones, right? They targeted like mostly decent projects. And they came in and they fined these people massively. And the reason they were doing this is that you just have to understand like the idea of precedence. They're doing regulation through enforcement by going in, suing these companies, getting precedent on the books before Congress or the Supreme Court actually try to make any laws, significant laws concerning cryptocurrency, so that they would have to utilize this idea of Chevron deference to then defer to the anti-crypto regulation already set down by an anti-crypto administration. But all of that is changing. All right. The administration that's coming into office on January 20th, 2025 is extremely pro-crypto. So we are going to see, and Gary Gensler just announced today that he's going to be stepping down voluntarily as head of the SEC because he knows he's out. He knows he's out. All right. We are going to see a new head of the SEC who is pro-crypto, and we are going to see a lot of these regulations through enforcement walked back massively. All right. So we are entering into a golden age of cryptocurrency. It's coming. It's coming. Pack your bags. And shit like this is going to go away. All right. Okay. Somehow missed Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Adam asks, is there any way to see the short, long total liquidation ratio over time? Yeah. For sure. Off the top of my head, I think we can get that on Coinalyze probably. Let's see here. Indicators, liquidations. Wait, liquidation. Longs liquidation. Yeah, so we can look at longs liquidation, shorts liquidation. Right. So what you're asking is, oh, the total ratio. Yeah, listen, I've seen that. I've seen that in a few places. I mean, obviously, you could also just like use, Coinalyze has an API, CoinAnk has an API. You could just pull all that data into like a Google Sheet and crunch the ratio yourself. But I have seen that out there. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly what website or platform offers it. Farcuck says, I'm wondering if this whale watching could be an app. Is this something people regularly do? What methods are most common for setting alerts, discovering traders? Again, there's a vast suite of apps out there. Nansen AI, GMGN, which is the one that Thread was advertising, GMGN. But like I said, you can do those things. I don't want to disabuse you of checking those apps out because they're cool. A lot of people use them. But again, you have to understand that a lot of people using them means that those positions are likely oversaturated, and also the whales are aware of that themselves. So you have this phenomenon where they will create breakaway accounts and all this kind of stuff. So Chainalysis can be very difficult. But again, just using the explorers, I think, is your best tool. Obviously, if you can do some programming, you can do this a lot faster and quicker. But I've done pretty much everything I've ever done manually. I do all my whale watching manually. I set alerts directly on Etherscan. Certainly, you can use these apps to set their own alerts and all that kind of stuff. So again, yes, they might make it easier and quicker for some. But all I'm advocating is that you actually learn to do it yourself under the hood, so that if these apps go away or start manipulating the data, you aren't relying on them, right? I always be like, hey, learn to fix your car first and then go to a mechanic, right? That's a little different, right? But this is my idea. Obviously, if you're going to trade and this is going to be a serious thing that you do, then you don't want to have to be relying on other people. You should understand the fundamentals and build your knowledge and experience from the base up. All right, Michael Pizzino here says, you may hear people say that corrections are normal or even healthy, but what does that even mean? How can you know the start of a correction isn't just the beginning of a crash? This is what you need to know. He says, firstly, think of a market correction like letting air out of an overblown balloon. If prices rise too quickly, price must drop slightly to match its real value, just like adjusting the air in a balloon to prevent it from popping. This small drop helps stabilize a fast-growing market. How about a market crash? As for a market crash, think of these like a tower of blocks built by a toddler. One block has been put on top of another without any thought as to what is holding it up. In the market, this is somewhat akin to blindly buying, regardless of price, in hope of it going higher. Nothing has been built to stabilize the structure, meaning it can fall easily. Market corrections form price stability. How can you tell the difference? First, you must apply this theory to your time frame of choice. Don't apply this to a 15-minute chart and expect to crash on a 1-month time frame. Secondly, seeing lower time frame corrections gives the higher time frame more stability, which increases the chances of a strong trend. And so he posts this chart where he's basically saying minor correction, minor correction, minor correction, minor correction. High confidence of only a larger correction due to minor corrections on the way up. Right. Okay. So what he's saying here, it took me a second to like realize what he was saying too. So don't feel bad. What he's basically saying is that, okay, when you have a market that is going up and correcting a little bit and going up and correcting a little bit and going up and correcting a little bit and then going up and then it kind of pulls back sharper. When you've seen these minor corrections going up, you know that this rally is more stable. So you can be pretty confident that this is just a correction and something you should buy for higher prices rather than the beginning of a crash. But when you see something go just straight up with no corrections and then you start to see it sell off, you can be pretty confident it's a crash because it hasn't had these kind of supportive minor corrections to make you feel confident that, oh, this is just a more serious correction, but it's just a correction. Whereas if you see something just go straight up with no corrections, it's probably going to come straight back down. When a market starts to fall, you can have an idea if it's going to be a correction or a crash, but you can never be 100% certain. For that reason, you must keep an open mind. I consider corrections as foundations. Provided a correction forms support above the previous foundation, then there is an increased chance of higher prices. So he's saying basically here's a previous foundation where we've had minor corrections and even a big correction, but then prices rise to new highs where we have minor corrections and a major correction, but we maintain, basically we stay above previous resistance. Same here. We have minor corrections, major corrections, right? But this is all healthy because we're staying above and that gives us confidence that prices are going to go higher. If the previous foundation or support fails, then you must consider a changing market environment. The bulls who previously found value at that price are no longer finding the same value. Support is failing, which means price can keep dropping. I mean, this is one of the most classic just things to understand about trading, support and resistance, right? So here we have support, support fails. Here we have support, support fails. And that typically means once support fails, it typically means the prices are going to go lower, especially in crypto. Things move very fast, especially to the downside. If there is limited support from the current price to the previous foundation, then the market can fall rapidly while still remaining bullish on a higher time frame. This is similar to the position of Bitcoin right now. Knowing what time frame is most important to you is crucial, as it will help you weather short-term movements while keeping an open mind as to what will turn the correction into a crash. So he's saying here we have no foundation. A healthy correction is needed to form a new foundation because we had this foundation, this foundation, this foundation, this foundation, and here we've just gone straight up with no correction. So not looking very healthy. Arana, thank you so much for the subscription, my friend. Welcome to the Kraken Crypto family. And then finally, he says, I always recommend, there we go. I always recommend having a plan to handle all market conditions, bull markets, bear markets, and sideways markets. Your strategy must contain at least 4 elements which you have tested and know have positive expectancy, which are where to get in, where to get out, where to get out, how much to risk. So entry signal, stop loss, take profit, position sizing. This is everything that we teach in our academy. So absolutely. Trading or investing without a plan is similar to gambling or just hoping for the best. Absolutely. So trading or investing without a plan is gambling. If you guys want to stop gambling, check out our Crypto Trading Academy, link in the description, or just continue following this channel for more info like this. All right, good stuff, guys. We're getting close to the end. Let me check the chat. 14 viewers over on Rumble, guys. Thank you so much. Not very many messages, but that's totally fine. Thank you guys so much for supporting us on Rumble. If you guys really want to help us out, head on over to that link on Rumble and give us a follow over there. Paste that in the chat again. And then, any people watching us on X? 17 people are watching us on X, so thank you guys very much. I will save you from that inception. Sorry, guys. And then how many people are watching us on YouTube? 25 currently on 27 on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. We had like 70 on here, which is awesome. So thank you guys so much. Right, I think this only applies to high market cap coins because I've seen them go up with no foundation a lot of times. That's an interesting thought, Mikado. Maybe I missed it, Justin, but do you believe in the meme coins super cycle? All right, do I generally believe in the idea of the meme coin super cycle? No. But what I will say is that the idea that we can have another year or two of prices going up is believable, is reasonable, especially, I mean, it's not all, flowers and roses, guys. Like, just because we have a crypto positive regulatory environment coming in and a crypto friendly president coming in doesn't mean that there's not going to be challenges, doesn't mean that there's not going to be corrections. I can even get really conspiratorial about it and be like, hey, basically there is a battle right now, a global battle, a spiritual battle, if you would, between the socialist globalists and the libertarian individual advocates. And I mean, both sides are really going to stop at nothing for victory. So things like Bitcoin stand in the way of things like CBDCs, stand in the way of fiat money, which are the things that those in the globalist camp want. So we can definitely go there if you want. So, I mean, we could see the market, which is still a very small market, very easy to manipulate from extremely powerful individuals in certain ways. Yeah, we could see a lot happen. So I don't think we're just going to go straight up. Now, could memes broadly and Bitcoin and crypto, like in general, like maybe not face as many challenges? Donald Trump gets in, does a great job, things are really good. We don't have kind of any of this massive pushback or no major wars or anything like that, which are all very high possibilities, right? The left is not going to take this, laying down. They're going to fight really, really hard. And some things are going to be right to fight on, and some things are probably going to be wrong to fight on. But they're going to fight, right? There's going to be a lot of resistance. So I just don't want us, for the people who are on the right and people who are in crypto, I just don't want us to get stuck in this echo chamber, right? Because we saw obviously that didn't work out well for the left with this current election. Like they, so. But in general, do I believe this idea of a super cycle? No. Like, not the broad idea that like we'll go up and go up and go up and go up and go up. I mean, that's literally what wrecked. I mean, Do Kwon was originally the person who promoted that idea, the idea of a Bitcoin super cycle. And well, I mean, hey, look at where Do Kwon's at right now. And, he was promoting that idea at the market top in 2021. So yeah, I digress. Okay. Let's see. B-Flow says gold and Bitcoin have been pumping, but oil dragging seems sus. I mean, I understand gold and Bitcoin pumping. Oil is going to be really weird because obviously our big initiative is to drill, baby, drill. And the interesting thing, so this is, I just want to talk about oil for just a second. So imagine there's two types of oil. Imagine there's like chocolate oil and strawberry oil. All right. Chocolate oil, America is a net energy exporter, and we're one of the biggest now exporters in the world. And we've got more oil underneath our land than Saudi Arabia. But the vast majority of the oil that we produce in America is strawberry oil. right? It's from fracking. And we don't have refineries in the United States that can refine our own oil. This is why we frack oil, strawberry oil, and we sell it, and then we import conventional crude, chocolate oil, if you would, and because we have refineries that can process and refine conventional crude. We haven't built a new refinery in over 50 years in the United States because of the climate change agenda, which is, I mean, it's beyond incompetent. It's beyond evil. It's beyond bad. All we need to do is build some refineries so that we can refine our own oil and be energy independent. The reason Germany lost World War II is because they ran out of gasoline. And so I don't know any tenable argument for why America should not be energy independent. It's fine to engage in global trade if you know that in times of war, you're not going to be relying on anybody who might be an enemy. It's inexcusable for a country to not have their own independence and to be forced to rely on other individuals that could cut them off from basic services that they need, basic goods that they need. This just in mind, so you guys understand where I'm at. This is exactly what I meant earlier when I said, hey, it's totally fine if you want to go use like GMG and Nansen AI, to set alerts for whale watching and wallet tracking. That's fine. But you should understand how to do it on the Explorer first, manually, so that you're not reliant on these other services. Once you have the fundamentals and can do it on your own, yeah, sure. If something makes the process faster and more user-friendly and more efficient for you and works and fits in your workflow, go for it. But don't be dependent, right? Don't be exclusively dependent on other people's work and research. Learn to do it on your own first so you can pick your own winners. I still think everybody thinks that I'm you, yes to crypto, which is cool. So I'll answer. So okay, guys, we're gonna let's see here. Our live streams on every week. So we used to live stream every single day. We might transition back into that. Right now, I put out a pre-recorded video Monday through Thursday detailing my trades, what I think the market's doing, kind of the current news, the scuttlebutt, all that stuff. And then right now, this is the first live stream I've done a little bit, but we're planning on doing these every Friday around this time. Probably going for about 2 to 3 hours, which we've done today. We have a Discord. The link is in the description, discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I do my analysis in there. We've got a great general chat. We've got some great meme channels. A lot of people in there who know a lot about trading, and we've had that Discord since like 2017. So a lot of OGs in there. So definitely check that out. We do provide signals, and we also have our Crypto Trading Academy, which is our more private group, where I have condensed all of my knowledge for trading over the last 10 years into our courses. We've got a bunch of courses on how to build your own strategy from the ground up. I handhold our traders through the experience on how to build their own strategies. All the back testing that we do. So that option is there, that you can find on our website at crackingcryptocurrency.com. Alex, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. Yes. Yeah, we've been going for a while, man. We've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And it is unfortunately time to log off. I got to go get my kiddo. Nope, I'm not yes to crypto. My name is Justin Wise, lead analyst and CEO of Cracking Cryptocurrency. Yes to crypto is just a good friend. He's been following the channel for a long time, and I'm very, very happy that he brought a lot of Farcaster people in here today. You guys can find me on Farcaster as well at Cracking Crypto. I believe that's my username. Double check. Yes to crypto can do the thing. Can we join the Academy online? Yes, absolutely. It is all online. You get access to so I'll just show you real quick, basically. All right. So just navigate your browsers over to crackingcryptocurrency.com. The link is in the description on our YouTube channel, but it's just cracking, like cracking an egg, and then cryptocurrency.com. You guys can read all about our trading academy here. You guys can review basically everything that you'll learn. You can go all of our different courses: Pathways to Profit, which is our flagship course, Intro, Introduction to Crypto Trading, Risk Management, all of our master classes where we take, you know, deep dives into things like DEX trading, liquidity, liquidations, risk, all of those things. We do deep dives. You guys check out our Learn section. We've got basically everything you need to learn in here on how to trade. So we put out our crypto market news and insights. We've got our basics of crypto trading. These are all articles that I've written. They're very long. They're very in-depth. So we've got like 30 of them or so. But basically teach you everything you need to know. But if you're interested, then you can just join the Kajabi community. So let me just log in and I'll show you that. There we go. So definitely join our Discord for free, but this is our community, basically where I share my alpha every single day. We do our weekly mentoring sessions. We go over anything that people are wondering about in the courses and much more. So this is basically our hub. We can do all our live meetings here. We do our trading challenges. And this is where I teach individuals to trade the way that I have learned to trade. And I've been teaching people how to do this for about 5 years. So we've got a lot of great success stories, a lot of great, awesome people that have gone on to become prop traders, full-time futures traders, spot traders. And I owe it all to viewers like you, people who are genuinely passionate about improving their lives, who are genuinely passionate about cryptocurrency, about being a better person, about being a better trader, about incorporating more discipline, about incorporating more intelligence and wisdom into their lives, living fuller lives. And so I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream today. A lot of you guys were new, so I appreciate that. Welcome on in. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us so that you guys don't miss an episode. Join our Discord and follow us on Twitter. And we will be back. We were going to take the weekend off, and then on Monday we'll be back with our daily videos, and we will be live streaming again next Friday. So hopefully we see some excitement over the markets, and we don't all lose our shirts before then, guys. So it was great to meet a lot of you guys today. Yes to crypto. If you want to share my I think you have my Farcaster. I'll share it to you, or if I haven't shared it to you, I'll give it to you so that I can get that right. I am on here. Let me get this for Warpcast. Yeah, here's Warpcast. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's at Cracking Crypto. Yeah. So I'll drop that in the chat. You guys can follow me on Warpcast. Oh, okay. Bet. Cool. Thanks, man. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys again. Thank you guys so much for the overwhelming support. It was a great first live stream back in a while, and a big shout out to Yes to Crypto for bringing a lot of new people in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, if you found value, be sure to drop a like, and I will see you guys on Monday now. Cheers.